Hey everyone, I want to show you something, a do-it-yourself project that I did myself and I really had a good time doing it, so I want to share it with you. I made my own homemade mustard and I used the black mustard seeds. Now they actually turned out to be really spicy, but I like spice, so that was fine, but it did come across quite horseradishy, and there's nothing wrong with that. Typically, if you want to make your own mustard, I recommend, if you're not a big spicy fan, is to go with the brown or the white mustard seed, and then you could add turmeric to that once it's ground up, so it'll give you that nice yellow color. That's up to you if you want to do that way, but it's very familiar that way with the yellow color. Okay, so what I did was I just ground it up into my little spice grinder thing that I got with my Kenwood blender, and a coffee grinder would work perfect for this as well. So I just saved a little bit to show you. It's really fine and in a powdered form, and the black actually had a little bit of yellow into it, so that was kind of cool. I didn't add any turmeric, but the black mustard seeds actually turned a little bit yellow, so bonus when it was ground up. And then all I did to it was I added vinegar, and I don't really have an exact recipe for you, but because it's in the powder form, what I did was I just added a little bit of vinegar, like a couple of tablespoons, and then mixed it up. And you want it to be like a paste, like you would have with your brown mustard or your whole grain mustard. You want it to be thick, but not too runny, because that's just not mustard. And so I added some vinegar. I actually used the organic apple cider vinegar, and I like the way that turned out, but you don't have to. You could use white distilled vinegar. You could use, say, a white wine vinegar, or you could use wine, and then it would be Dijon mustard. Or you could even use beer, like mix it up. That's what's really fun about it, and I'm actually looking forward to making my next batch. So the batch that I made, I used some cayenne pepper, of course, and I actually didn't need to because the black mustard seeds were really, really spicy, like I said, but it's still good. Like, I'm gonna eat this batch. And wasabi paste would go great, if you really like a nice punch. So it could be like a wasabi mustard. I think that would be good. Another alternative would be honey. You could add a lot of honey. I did add a little bit of honey because you do need it, and a little bit of salt. But if you wanted to make a honey mustard, just add a bunch of honey mustard, or a bunch of honey to your mustard. And then just taste it as you go, so you can see if it's got enough this, if it's got enough that. It's not right off the bat gonna taste like fabulous. So you do have to let it sit. I recommend for about an hour or more. And this will last for like several weeks in your refrigerator. Horseradish would also be good. Garlic. There's so many different ways you could make your mustard, and you could also use beer and try that instead of vinegar. So maybe I already said that. I don't remember. And then all I did was I took one of my jars, and what I like to do is recycle my jars. I think there was like hot sauce or cornichons in these, but anyway, you need to sterilize your jars and the lids, of course. And then I put my homemade mustard in there. So I'm gonna be eating on this with hot dogs, sausages, sandwiches. It's great for one of my rack of lamb recipes. And this would also be cute as a gift. If you make a big batch, if you make your mustard your own, your signature recipe, I'd love to get a little gift like this from somebody. It's really cute. And then you could just add like some twine. And of course, if you're giving it as a gift, you always wanna label it with the date. So there you go, do it yourself, homemade mustard. I'm going to experiment and make some more recipes, and hope maybe I'll share them with you, but I hope you enjoyed the little do-it-yourself project today, mustard.